Well, you're not going to see Mike get hurt against Jake Paul. That's why they put on 16-ounce gloves and headgear. They didn't put that on to protect Mike. So I think the 16-ounce gloves and the headgear are not there to protect the legend Mike Tyson. They're there to protect the young kid who knows not what he does by stepping in the ring with Mike.
Boxing pros are terrified after seeing Mike Tyson's physique for the Jake Paul fight. However, British boxing veteran Ricky Hatton believes that this fight should not happen. Hatton believes that Tyson, who will be 58 by the time of the fight, is in remarkable shape for his age, but should not be stepping into the ring. The ex-heavyweight champion must undergo brain and heart scans to be clear for the match, which Hatton has labeled a total farce. Hatton told Lord Ping someone needs to have a word and try and stop it from happening. I've always said that the influencer fighting game is entertainment, and I've never really had an issue with influencer boxing, UFC fighters fighting boxers, YouTubers fighting rappers, whatever it is. If people want to watch it, then that's fine. Let's call it what it is, entertainment. Hatton remarked that Mike was looking good for his 58 years, expressing that he himself wouldn't mind looking like Mike at that age, and noting that Mike appeared explosive. Hatton emphasized that if Mike could land a hit on Jake Paul's chin, he would knock him out decisively. Hatton added, Mike is looking good for his 58 years. I wouldn't mind looking like him at that age. He looks explosive. Trust me, if he can hit Jake Paul on the chin, we'll lock him into the middle of next week. I've seen Tyson on the pads, and he looks sharp. But he's 58. Can he maintain it at his age? Your body isn't conditioned to take the punishment that will be coming back to you. Moreover, Hatton commented that if Jake Paul were to knock out Mike, he would be knocking out one of his heroes, raising the question of how Paul could live with that on his conscience. He emphasized that regardless of the amount of money involved, it would be difficult for Paul to look at himself in the mirror. Hatton expressed, I think it's completely crazy. It's a joke. I don't mind the exhibition fights when the matchups are even, but this one is on another level completely. Michael Bisping is convinced that the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson bout is an ill-conceived pairing, despite the controversy that has enveloped the fight since its announcement. Doubts about its validity intensified after Tyson recently encountered a health scare during a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. The emergency was ultimately diagnosed as an ulcer flare-up, and the 57-year-old has since confirmed he is in good health. Nevertheless, with the bout now officially recognized as a professional fight, many fans remain worried about the ex-boxer's well-being. In his most recent YouTube video, former UFC champion Michael Bisping addressed this very topic, saying this is just a great example of why a fight like this should not be going ahead. Mike Tyson is not the same person. Michael Bisping emphasized that his comments were not intended to criticize Mike Tyson. He was merely stating the reality that Tyson would struggle to maintain his stamina over the course of 8 rounds. On the other hand, Jake Paul, who is arguably at the peak of his physical condition, would have a significant energy advantage. Due to his youth, this disparity in age and energy is why Bisping thinks Iron Mike should avoid a fight with Jake Paul at this point in his life. But even with all of the controversy, Tyson still has a lot of faith in his skills. He even used X to provide fans with a health update. Mike Tyson has assured everyone that he's doing well after experiencing an ulcer flare. The 57-year-old boxing legend appears to be back in training for his upcoming bout with Jake Paul. Although Tyson remained silent about his health during the incident, he recently shared an update with fans on X, saying, now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to be to beat Jake Paul. Mike Tyson asserts that he doesn't need to be in peak condition to defeat Jake Paul. While this might have been accurate 10 or 20 years ago, the current situation is quite different. Observing his recent bout with Roy Jones Jr., it's clear that Tyson no longer possesses the speed and ferocity that once defined him. Conversely, Paul has been showing steady improvement with each fight. Therefore, it appears that this match will be a challenging one for Iron Mike. Meanwhile, in a twist of fate, Mike Tyson was handed a somber prophecy. Notwithstanding his relentless dedication to training, fate decreed he would face only 2 rounds against Jake Paul in their impending clash. Barry Hearn, the esteemed head of Matchroom Sport and patriarch of boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, voiced grave apprehension regarding Tyson's comeback, deeming it a perilous venture.
It's going to make a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
You can understand Netflix's approach.
And Tyson could win, by the way. I mean, he's still in pretty amazing shape.
Acknowledging his initial doubts, Hearn concedes to the undeniable allure of the lucrative prize awaiting the contenders in the ring, while also grasping the strategic rationale driving Netflix's involvement. He underscores the immense pressure on Tyson, intimating that any prolonged bout could drastically erode Tyson's odds of success.
I understand Netflix's approach.
And Tyson could win, by the way. I mean, he's still in pretty amazing shape.
If
he's still got a big punch.
If he don't know, and if he doesn't win quickly, he can't win, because, you know, I don't believe the other guy's much of a fighter, but he's fit and he trains and he's young. 2 rounds, no matter when you're 59 years old, 2 rounds max, Tyson's going to be blowing out his backside if he's still, you know, because it's quite dangerous. You know, Boxing.
Tyson promptly dismissed rumors implying that both he and Paul would wear headgear and utilize 18-0 gloves. Previously, Eddie had downplayed Paul's boxing skills, labeling him as nothing more than ordinary. He echoed similar sentiments to those voiced by others regarding the imminent showdown.
We live in a crazy world, don't we? Where that younger generation is built off views, built off narrative, built off controversy, and as a hardcore fight fan, someone that's been around boxing since I was 9 years old, I find it disgusting that a 58-year-old man who was my hero.
Eddie pointed out that from a financial standpoint, given the hefty sums Tyson had earned over his career, it made sense for him to face off against a 25-year-old with less skill. He noted that his candid criticism of the event didn't sit well with the Netflix crew. While acknowledging its potential for commercial success and viewership, he made it clear that he didn't endorse the match personally.
From a financial point of view, with the amount of money that man was paid or partially paid during his career, you know, to get in the ring with a 25-year-old guy who can't really fight. But for me, I understand it, you know, and you know, speaking to the Netflix guys the other day, I don't think they like my criticism of the event. I'm never gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion, which is it will sell, people will watch, it will be a big event.
The excitement surrounding this bout has even caught the attention of Curtis Blaydes, who is preparing for a pivotal bout against interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspin at UFC 304. Despite his own impending challenge, Blaydes shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. During a recent interview, he voiced his disapproval, citing concerns over Mike Tyson's advanced age. MMA aficionados and enthusiasts found themselves puzzled, pondering how a man in his late 50s could possibly contend with a boxer in his prime 30s. This stirred up discussions. Questioning the authenticity of such a match, Blaydes tackled these uncertainties head-on when asked about his stance on the fight and whether he intended to tune in. Blaydes offered his crucial insights. Not wasting any time, Curtis Blaydes gave his blunt answer. Blaydes said, "I will not be watching. I think it's a joke fight. You could tell just by how they've been interacting with each other." At the press conference, Blaydes went on to express his displeasure with the fight, claiming that Tyson and Paul's huge age difference made it unfair. Curtis Blaydes went even further, delving into the realm of inquiry regarding Mike Tyson's age and his demeanor toward opponents. Blaydes contends that Tyson's approach may have shifted from what it once was prior to his retirement in 2005. He added, "That's not the Mike Tyson who's coming to rip your head off. That's the Iron Mike, and it's just not the same sort of thing." Mike Tyson and Jake Paul have been no strangers to criticism, which has dogged their upcoming fight since it was first announced. For months now, the bout has been under scrutiny, drawing ire from various quarters. MMA figures such as Colby Covington and Sean Strickland have been vocal in their skepticism, alleging the fight's legitimacy or taking aim at Jake Paul for squaring off against the significantly older Mike Tyson. Jake Paul's meteoric ascent in the boxing sphere has consistently attracted scrutiny. His matches against aging MMA icons like Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren have commanded considerable spotlight. Yet concurrently, they have ignited allegations of cherry-picking opponents who are either past their prime or on the brink of retirement. Colby Covington has raised concerns about the authenticity of the fight by accusing Jake Paul's fight of being rigged. In an interview with Twins Pod, he stated, "It's a fake fight. It's a fixed fight for sure. Most of Jake's fights are all fixed." Colby Covington didn't hold back in his criticism of the bout, denouncing it as nothing more than a spectacle driven solely by financial gain. According to them, it's merely a gimmick to boost ticket sales. Covington also conveyed empathy for Iron Mike, feeling that Tyson has surpassed his peak and deserves to relish retirement akin to sporting icons such as Tom Brady and Michael Jordan. In his surprising move, legendary UFC fighter Chael Sonnen has stated that Jake Paul had considered him to be Mike Tyson's successor. Sonnen, who retired from fighting 5 years ago, tweeted after Tyson's health scare, "I guess it was wise of Jake Paul to write me into the contract as Tyson's backup, wasn't it? If Jake Paul realizes he might be fighting me in a month, he may be the one having a heart attack." Moreover, Ryan Garcia, the rising icon in boxing, has boldly thrown his hat into the ring as a potential substitute for Tyson should circumstances necessitate it. Regarding skepticism surrounding Tyson's peak, Paul staunchly maintains that the ex-undisputed heavyweight champion remains his most formidable adversary to date. Fans and fellow fighters alike have been adamant in their warnings to Tyson, urging him to reconsider stepping into the ring at the age of 58 for his comeback fight. Nathan Howe, the development and operations director at the Concussion Legacy Foundation UK, voices concerns about the potential risks Tyson faces, emphasizing the looming threat of a serious brain injury. He said boxing has an inherent risk of concussion, and then there's an increased risk of traumatic brain injury. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.